All right, so here you go, the market. I'm just going to review crude oil and a very interesting turning point. So the market is up here. Okay, great. Now, here's the point. It couldn't go higher. It has resistance, 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 and then there was a spring, which led to a higher high. So typically, if your market can't go higher, because what happened was pullback buyers kept buying here. It made a high, came back, pulled back buyer here. Made a slight high, pullback buyers are still there. Had trouble making a high here, went down, pullback buyers are still there. Again, had trouble making a higher high. So because it just can't do it, why? Breakout buyers are not buying. So what happens? It goes down to a lower area of support. That's what it did. And it was in a spring position. Found buyers right there. Buyers were there and rallied. Now again here, I think it's having some type of difficulty. So I'm looking back probably to support to see what happens, right? Anyway, on the Renko, this is the higher time frame Renko. It basically, here's where they're accumulated. This is where the breakout was. Where the circle is, that's where the breakout was. 181 is the accumulation. Well, I'll put another triangle there. Right in this area. How do you know? Well, look at the numbers. You see the massive amount. 261 is the biggest in the entire down wave. And 2 down waves, possibly 3 down waves, followed by 181, which is also the biggest. Right? Like the 2 biggest bricks are right here, and then they had a breakout. Why is this 150 high? It's because breaking this area, this high, and because there's sellers over here, so it has to absorb that selling and rally, and it does. And then over here it pulls back, but there's still buyers there, so it rallies, and then it went back into this area, making for a very interesting opportunity. So now I'll go to that lower time frame Renko and show what happened. So from this area here, let's go, I don't know where to put it. That was the last climax. Anyway, then it upthrusted and went down, 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 down. Here you had the biggest price volume in like well over 20 plus waves. Okay, now does that mean the move is over? No, it doesn't. You want to see a test. That test sometimes comes right afterwards, or it comes after a change of behavior. So what we need to do is see that. What happened here is that it had a test in the form of shortening of the thrust that didn't have any follow through. So you have big price volume on this climax, you have that secondary test, and then you have your change of behavior, or in the schematic sense, that automatic rally. There's nothing automatic about it. All right. What's happening here is you have buying at good prices, meaning at lows, and then when the sellers stop selling, smart money has to buy at higher prices. So it's buying on the way down, buying on the way up. This buying on the way down allows you to buy into panic selling, which is customarily at a turning point accompanied by buying on the way up. So now they're buying on the way down, now they're buying on the way up. Alright, so it makes a nice little turning point. Here you see lack of selling pressure. Here also you see a lack of selling pressure. So one question that you'll get as a Wyckoff student is, where is the springboard? Because Wyckoff, he gave a lot of advice. One of the advice he gave was trade springboards. So where are the springboards? Now I'm of the view that there are 2 types of springboards. The one of the springboards you can get is at the extreme highs and lows. That's the type right here, the secondary test. This is a type of springboard. This is a type of springboard. When the market climaxes and has a secondary test that holds, doesn't have that much follow through, is around the same level of the climax, and the volume dissipates, it means that the volume, the selling pressure, has lifted, has evaporated. and it is a point of forecasting the next trend. In this case, and the other alternative is that it could also mean there's a temporary pause. It doesn't mean that, okay, downtrend has ended, uptrend is starting, and it's going to go. It could also mean that it's just a temporary stop the bleeding type of move. So here you have your climax, it ends this minor trend. You have your shortening of the thrust or secondary test, which tells you that, which helps confirm that the climax is over, and is a point where you are basically at a springboard, at a potential springboard, which launches into your change of behavior, also for some reasons called automatic rally. If you take a look at the schematic, you'll see the automatic rally is the biggest wave, up wave, and multiple up waves in that schematic. There's a reason for that. That automatic rally represents a change of behavior. That's why it's so big on the schematic. Anyway, make a long story short, you have your climax, you have your springboard, you have your change of behavior or automatic rally, whatever. How do you know that it is? Because it's the biggest up volume and wave in at least 10 waves. After that, sellers try to press, but they can't. This is your second springboard. There are two types of springboards. One that occurs after the climax in the form of a secondary test or shortening of the thrust or whatever. It's basically a secondary test. The second type of springboard occurs after the change of behavior. That type of springboard is here. So you have two types of springboard. One which is 2 bricks and 6,000. Here, one that is 1 brick and 3,000. Now, why is this the case? I don't know. But if you go and understand Wyckoff's materials, you'll notice that when he talks about the springboard, the first evidence of a springboard is in his first study, where he mentions in section 7M that there is a climax and then it goes down again, and it basically holds, and that's your springboard. So take a look at that. Yeah, and also it has an extended base because of a bunch of bars, but different story. Anyway, so this is your first type of springboard. This is your second type of springboard, and that's your confirmation. That's your confirmation of a change of trend right there. After the COB, go pull back, supply is gone, rally makes a higher high. It doesn't really rally, but it just makes a higher high. And after that, your trend is initiated. You have a breakout, and a minor trend is initiated. Okay, so what do you have to learn over here? All you have to learn over here is that you went to an important level. At that level, you had buyers come in, which means that they're still buying, and they'll set up a pullback opportunity, to a continuation pullback opportunity. All right, that's all I got. Have a good day, bye, and happy Memorial Day.